I just found a client that by themselves literally can make you 6 figures a year um, in your NEMT business. It's no exaggeration, no fluff. Uh, and the craziest part about this is these particular clients are everywhere. When I say everywhere, they're everywhere. And it's being overlooked by other providers. You know what I'm talking about? But that's why I'm bringing it to you today in this video. So, in this video, we're going to break down exactly who this high value client is, how to find them, and how serving them could change your NEMT business all the way around. Like rise, getting revenue, and all the intricate details. So stick around and let's get into this video so I can share with you who this client is and how it can help you build your NEMT business. Or better yet, if you're just starting, this could be something that you can add in your particular arsenal that will help you further your NEMT business. So did you know that there are approximately like 76.4 million baby boomers in the United States, right? Born between 1946 and 1964. This generation, they're seniors at that particular point. Unbelievable amount of people in that particular field, right? Or that, I ain't gonna say field, in that category. Which further has me, I guess, go into this video explaining to you why tapping into the baby boomer client base will help you generate, you know what I'm saying, further more income. So as baby boomers age, right, meaning, you know, they're going from 65 to 70 to 75, you know what I'm saying, there are going to be more services needed for those particular clients. So as baby boomer age, many face challenges, you know, in accessing reliable transportation. And this is where, you know what I'm saying, providers like you, me, and all the rest of us that's on this channel, and, you know what I'm saying, that's thinking about getting into the non-emergency medical transportation industry, this is where we come into play. You know, non-emergency medical transportation is one of those industries where, you know, you provide services for all different types of clients. And what I mean by different type of clients, you just think about, I say baby boomers, as well as dialysis patients. You know the spiel. You know, student transportation. We have discharges, patients. We have physical therapy. You know, so there's all different types of clients. You know what I'm talking about, that need these services. So what better way to start scaling your business than to tap into a market that may not be looked at, you know, when it comes to everyday, you know, transporting clients. Let me give you a breakdown. So what is NEMT for the people that's new to the channel? NEMT is non-emergency medical transportation. What we do is we refer transportation services, or we provide transportation services to people that may need transportation to doctor's appointments, grocery stores, physical therapy, regular doctor visits, airport transportation, anything that does with non-emergency medical transportation. That's what your business is going to be about. Your private transportation. It's basically a private transportation company. Let me just put it out there, I guess, in those terms. Private transportation company, and we're transporting people from one destination to another. Something similar to Uber or Lyft, but scratch that. We're not Uber or Lyft. We're better than Uber or Lyft because we provide I would say, a more comfortable setting, and we have trained drivers, qualified drivers, to transport people. That's the difference between us and them. Now, when it comes to like medical appointments and things that don't require your ambulance, that's where we come in at. And these services, like I said, these services that we provide are crucial for those, you know what I'm saying, that have mobility issues, that have chronic illnesses, for those that simply don't have, just think about this. Somebody that lives in a rural area that don't have access to transportation, whether it's the public transportation like the bus system, or better yet, trains, or however the public transportation system is set up in your particular area. And if they're in a rural area, they cannot have direct access to it. So that's where a private transportation company or non-emergency medical transportation company comes into play. Now, this is where it gets good for you, because we have the baby boomers, that what this video is about, that may have services that we provide that they do not have direct access to, meaning that they may be in a rural area, they may be in a city development that don't offer, that type of service, or are not accommodating their needs. That's where we come in at. So why I'm talking about baby boomers, and you might be saying, well, isn't that a senior nursing facility? In a way, yeah. But in a way, no. Because, there's a large amount of that population that needs our services. They may not have that opportunity to get it. And so this is where you come in at and start doing your research. This is where the market research come in at. If you ever take anything from my videos, I would say market research is the most important thing to focus on when you're first starting your business, because this will give you the opportunity to figure out if we're talking about baby boomers, how many baby boomers that we have in my particular area, what type of services that may be needed when it comes to the baby boomers. Do they need wheelchair accessible services? How about, do they need stretcher services? How about gurney services? You know what I'm talking about? Those are things that you need to focus on in the beginning by doing your market research. We provide assistance for individuals with cognitive impairments. So let me give you some hard facts, right? Let me give you some hard facts about, the baby boomer population. Every year, an estimated like 3.6 million Americans miss or delay medical care due to transportation issues. And with the aging, baby boomer population, just think about how that could become a problem. And you should be the one to provide a solutions based off of those problems that may occur. 3.6 million is crazy work, right? You think about that. 3.6 million people that may have to cancel an appointment or miss an appointment because of transportation related issues. That's why it's important for you to do research and to figure out what your demographic market is in your particular area, right? So that gives you upper hand on other, providers that's in your area that might not be tapping into the baby boomers that's coming out. And I gave you the statistic, the age, I think it was 1946 to 1964, which is what is considered a baby boomer. The NEMT market basically is projected to grow significantly, reaching, I would say, 15.58 billion by 2028. We in 2025, so that's 3 years from now. So are you telling me 3 years from now, there's going to be 15 and a half billion baby boomers? That is a large amount of people. And just think about this, a fraction of those people are going to need transportation services. You can give me 10% of that. You think about 10% of 15 and a half billion. I needs that. And I believe you will be wanting that piece of that, demographic as well. Not thinking of these clients as dollar signs, but something that's going to sustain, your business. So what I'm saying is, consider this when you're starting your business, because those numbers, I'm a numbers guy. So when I'm putting, if I'm thinking about different ways to increase my revenue in my business, you got to figure out different ways to, find new clients or add more services, right? That's another way, do some research, market research at that. So the growth is really driven off the increasing need for accessible transportation. I'm not going to say that the industry has bad providers. There are a fraction of people that do not offer a great amount of service for, you know, saying the baby boomers or transportation clients in general. So that's where people like you, if you really, you know, if you're really serious about, you know what I'm saying, starting a non-emergency medical transportation business, this could be the perfect opportunity for you in 2025 to tap into all the things, you know, in EMT, meaning whether it's dealing with baby boomers, dialysis clients, or just starting a transportation business, period. This is a perfect opportunity. You know, one thing I can say is, you know, there's pros and cons to every business, right? But if you think about this is basically like a recession-proof business. Everybody needs to get to appointments. I don't care. I remember when COVID hit and people asked, well, how did that affect your business? It affected it in some way, but people still need to get to appointments. So how are they going to get to appointments? You still got to transport them, right? But we had to have that special little piece of paper that allowed us to drive on the road, which was crazy. In my 49 years of living on this earth, I ain't never had to have permission to drive anywhere. And that was the first time, you know. But we're not going to talk about that because everybody, I'm pretty sure you remember them days. So what are the benefits of starting up, you know what I'm saying, a non-emergency medical transportation business at this moment right now? You may be wondering. And like, I just want to tell you, like, there's plenty of opportunity out here just for you to start this business because there's a lack of, I would say, reliable providers. The market opportunity, you know, there's a great market opportunity depending on what market you're in. And if you're in a smaller market, just figure out what's not being met. What are the needs that are not being met in that particular industry that will allow you to, you know, tap into. And you can probably be the only one that's, you know what I'm saying, offering those services. So think about that. So, you know, there's financial incentives when it comes to this, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to go into that. There's many services like reimbursement through Medicaid and Medicare. You know, at private pay, you have, for private pay is direct, like you can directly tap into private insurance, you know, or you can link up with, you know what I'm saying, the community with senior assisted living services, group homes. And I even talked about this on one of my videos. I had a client back a few years ago that tapped into the prison industry where they was taking families that wanted to see their loved ones. You know, they met up at a destination and, you know, they transported those, you know, family members to a correctional facility and just waited till the time was up, you know, for that visit and then transport them back home. So there's many ways that you can tap into this market. You just got to open your eyes, open your mind, sit down with a notebook or something and jot down some ideas because this is a great opportunity for you to make some great money and meet some great people and provide a great service for your community. Just think about that. Think about, you know, family members that's not able to, you know what I'm saying, get to an appointment or whatever. You know, that's really, you know what I'm saying, disheartening. And with that being said, this is your opportunity to tap into that real soon. You know what I'm talking about? Like I have so many ideas that I want to share with y'all to just get you started. Like I'm about to, you know, close this out, but I was on YouTube the other day and somebody left a comment, young guy. Said he just got his van and he started his business 2 weeks ago. Even though I seen the comment like a month later, but I responded to the comment. So shout out to you, young fella. But he said he's so optimistic, you know what I'm saying, making that $500 a day. So, you know, I gave him, you know what I'm saying, all the support and, you know, I just wanted to encourage him to let him know that I'm saying you're doing it, young bud. You're doing it, you know what I'm saying? Just keep at it, you know what I'm saying, and don't let up, you know. So what I'm gonna tell you, you know, basically from this video, if you're interested in starting basically your non-emergency medical transportation business, one thing you want to do is do your research. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a few tips. Do some research, do your market research, like your licensing requirements, your certifications that you may need, how much is the application fee. You know, there's many things that you need to research. So that'd be step number 1. Step number 2 is acquire a good running vehicle. If you have a vehicle, transfer it into your business name. If it's in your personal name, transfer it to your business name, right? Or if you would want to get into a wheelchair accessible vehicle, find a reputable, you know what I'm saying, dealership that offers, you know what I'm saying, used wheelchair accessible vehicles, gurneys, stretchers, or whatever the case may be, whatever you're looking for. Next, obtain the necessary insurance. I know a lot of people get hung up on this insurance. Insurance is important. You have to have your insurance, even especially when you work for brokers, medical facilities. If you want to, you know what I'm saying, privately contract with them, you're going to need your insurance. So find you a reputable insurance company find your insurance broker. That'd be the best thing to do. Find your insurance broker that's going to give you, you know what I'm saying, the best clients the best rates that you can lock in with. Develop a business plan. What do you want? You don't have to, but you can do like a little outline for a business plan, which will help you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get funding or things like that, you know what I'm saying, in the future, especially if you have good credit. Figure out what your target market is, services that you're going to provide, your financial projections for the year. So what I mean by that is, say for instance, if you working with a broker, you know, a broker trip's usually between like $15 to $24. We say for that, for one way, right? If you do, we say 10 trips a day times 5 days, that's 50 trips. Then you do the math. Then you got to equate in how much is my insurance a month, and then you know what I'm saying, you just balance that out to see how much you be making. And then that'll determine, okay, well, I need to ramp this up because, hey, look, this is not paying. This barely, you know what I'm saying, clearing the books. So, you know what I'm saying, come with that. That can be all part of your business plan. Market your services. Okay, that's the next thing. Market your services. You want to be on social media. You want to have flyers, brochures, business cards. You want to do cold calling. So start marketing yourself. You know, there's no way that nobody's going to find out about you unless you get out here and let them know what you do, what type of services you offer, what type of vehicles you have. So market yourself. Become your brand. So last thing I want to leave you with is the aging population, right? Aging population, which is baby boomers. They are somebody that will be able to take care of you as far as, you know, business wise. And if you're looking to make 6 or 7 figures in any particular industry, this will be one of the ones that you can start and gain a great, I would say, a great business portfolio. You know, I would come on here and keep on, you know, doing these videos about it and believe in this particular industry. And it's up to you to do the research. I can give you all the information I can, you know what I'm saying, in my mind, or how I navigated from a driver, starting in 2016, to become an owner, you know what I'm saying? So I can give you all the information, but it's up to you in the end to do a deep dive and do some research to help you further your journey on becoming an NEMT owner. So until the next video, baby boomers, we are looking forward to servicing you in your needs for non-emergency medical transportation. Thank you for watching the video. Look, if the video helped you, it would do me a great favor if you go ahead and hit that like button for one. First thing, go ahead and like the video. Next, if the information has helped you, it don't hurt to share this with your friend. Because if you're not interested in, you know, starting an NEMT business, or if you want to do it later, you may know somebody that think this opportunity might be for them. So go ahead and share the video. Again, I have a private NEMT newsletter, which is basically a community where I upload, you know, the articles, videos, and it's a whole bunch of good things over there. Join us, nemtuniversity.substack.com. NEM University course and membership will be unveiling. I want to have it done by June, and we got a few things, you know, in our pocket that we're trying to roll out to help our community. because I read the comments. I try to, respond to all the comments. So I appreciate y'all. So don't do what you can do today, tomorrow. Please don't do what you can do today, tomorrow. If any information that I shared with you today helped you, served you, act on it. I'll see you on the next one. Salute.